Good evening, ladies. I hope I'm not going to mix up your presentations, but let's hope. Okay, first questions that was towards my own draft. So to Jenny, I was probably not clear about what kind of game Phoenix Wright is, but it's a text-based story game. So, uh, like I was having in mind that the students first maybe we read together, or they read the text and then we go through the text together, or they try the game and then we go through the text parts in the game together, or similar one. And later they will be taught the grammar structures in the text. So it should be connected. So I show examples from the game or the movie or the book they read, the movie they watch. So they can they can compare and also can give them another example with the same grammar structure. If we go to continue with Jenny, um, I noticed some of your pronunciation was crashing. Like you pronounced questions correctly, except when you said 20 questions. So I would suggest maybe a small pause, like 20 questions, will simplify it. And adjectives are more than one word. Pairs and two means the same thing, but groups are three or more. And the yes no question is, I think it's called a closed question, so which will can answer to who it was, what happened, where, how, or when it happened. So, did they do it yesterday? Yes, no. Otherwise, really like the evaluation in the itinerary. It was really nice, and I think it's a good way for the students to early learn how to self-evaluate their own work and be self-aware of how they progress. Except for that, we go to Jessica. I noticed you seem to be a little bit down. I would first of all suggest don't pause. I had to pause when I had surgery on my knee around 2011, and I was really, really down because of that pause. What I would suggest instead is to maybe take like slower pace if you feel it's going too fast. Like last term, I was stressing out studying 200%, and like felt I never had time to see friends. When I saw friends, I got even more behind in studies. So this term, I hope I just take less than 200% at least. If we go to your work, I would first suggest like, why not make their own characters? Why not let the students make their own characters? You could either have a form for them or suggest, like the form is like empty spaces they fill in, or suggest like, I need three characters from you. They should have, I need their name, age, profession, the city they live in, or like describe the area all three live, like same place, a murder happens with them, and then either they work alone and make three or several characters, where one of them is the murder in the mystery, and then introduce it to a group, like smaller groups in the class, to later let the small group guess who was the murderer. So they make a story based on their own characters. Or they can make one character each and together in a group make a story of it and decide who is the murderer of these characters, and then later introduce it to the class and let the class guess who was the murderer. Except for that, burglar mysteries. I myself like songs, rhymes, poems, and tongue twisters. So burglar, 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 or L'Oreal, 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 as I say to Asian friends that have problems with left and light, you know. Um, we continue to. Oh, by the way, Otherwise, really nice idea. Åsa, um, I would suggest when you're introducing I am, you are, he, she, it is, why not make it song? Like, I am, you are, he, she, it is, we are, they are, you are. And you can do this with many different grammar parts. It's easier to memorize songs. That's how I learned most grammar since elementary school. And to make two short, like put together two short sentences can make a longer one. So add but and show them this. Show examples how to combine. So it will simplify. I think it's not that too hard even for those young students or beginners in English. Just you need to guide them, like go through that part with them. Mm, Otherwise, it was really nice. Um, we continue with Johanna. You suggested a or an, and I think in English it's much easier to introduce a or an than in Swedish with en och ett, which have more difficult rule because it differs from Norwegian and Danish. Like vowel sounds has an, and consonant sounds has a or have. Sorry, have. The storyboard, the storybird part is really good idea, and I checked the page. It was really nice. It's a extremely cool way to introduce electronic devices in the like into the study schedule. Like children like to touch and use the devices, so while they are learning, like without maybe noticing, is really good for them. So they get to explore, use the device, but learn at the same time. Then we go to Emily. The restaurant theme was really nice, and three orientations was really good. The presentation was a little bit short, but it had a good structure. And Ina, your pronunciation, really good. And crime seems to be the very base and common theme in this unit 4. I like the idea. I think you have similar idea to what I have in mind. Just you use Sherlock Holmes and I use games instead. I have a big game collection. Where is he? There. We continue to last but not least, I think that's all. Emma, I'm thinking the way you are teaching is like you had two questions. I think first, question 1, it could be extended. Otherwise, it was a nice idea. And question number 2, the answer is I know how to extend it and maybe improve, hopefully. The way you want to teach, I helped in like playing with the kids in China as an au pair, and then they had like a main picture on the big whiteboard, where in the picture there was like say a big farm. So the sky is blue, the clouds are white, the cow is brown or black and white, and the horse is brown. And the barn is red, and rainbow is colorful, so they learn easy colors. And how many colors does the rainbow have? Oh, it has 5 colors, so they learn counting up to from 1 to 5 or 1 to 10. So numbers, digits, and easy colors. And if you feel they're improving, you can add more colors, like what is a lighter version of red? It's pink, or purple and violet and yellow, orange. So you add more, and then you can have silver, gold. So these colors can be added. But later you can, I think you can divide them in groups and give each group different cards